The coronavirus pandemic has come as a huge shock. Families have experienced tragedies they never expected. Our normal lives have been put on hold for weeks now. As well as the human and social impact, we don't know yet the full extent of the economic damage, but we know it will be significant. Coronavirus has taken over much of our thinking, waking and sleeping, and wrenched us into a new agenda. It's not surprising that Spaceforall, the project to make our church into a vibrant community hub, has been impacted. I'd like to explain in this short message that Spaceforall is very much still our vision for the future of All Saints Church going forward, through and beyond this emergency. A welcoming and active hub as we envisage the church becoming for our growing local community will be even more vital as we build back community life and support people through the fallout of this crisis. It will take longer and it may be harder to achieve Spaceforall than we would have liked, though by prayer and perseverance, we could be surprised by what may be done. We cannot play down the changed situation we now face, but I'm convinced no less now than when we started that this is the right vision for the future of our church. Spaceforall is not diminished as our vision. It is the goal we need to aim for, even if the pathway to reaching it has become more demanding. When the coronavirus hit, many streams of work on the project were moving forward. We were and still are finalizing the detailed designs of changes to the building and in the process of submitting them to the Diocesan Advisory Committee. We'd consulted advisors on the sustainability of the building, both in terms of the heritage and in terms of energy use. We had started many conversations with local community groups to develop a rich picture of how the building would be valuable to them as a community hub. We launched a fundraising appeal to our church community. Plans to deepen our prayer support for the project were also close to being launched. We'd started talking to our web designers about an overhaul of the website to bring it up to date and make it an attractive tool for collecting support and donations. Significantly, we have received further support from the Diocese of Oxford, with £10,000 granted from the Diocesan Development Fund, in addition to the £3,000 we received last year. We were encouraged to be invited by the National Lottery Heritage Fund to make an application for major funding. We'd been working on that bid to be submitted at the end of May. I'd like to thank everyone who has supported and donated to this point. Thankfully, some of those streams of work have been able to continue despite the shutdown. The steering group has continued to meet and work together remotely using video conferencing. Our experiences of the amazing cooperative community response to coronavirus will feed into our vision for the church as a community hub. Lots of people are coming through the crisis with an even stronger sense of being part of the larger community. There's also a greater awareness of the fragility of ourselves and the planet. People are more convinced than ever of the need to build sustainability and resilience into everything we do. So we expect that we will see solar panels on the church roof and a future-proofed low-carbon heating system in the church. But we are aware that the economic damage is bound to make a difference to our fundraising going forward, perhaps most of all from individuals and families, but possibly also from larger grant makers too. Most immediately, the National Lottery Heritage Fund has delayed the submission date for our application by 6 months, and so this is one example of how the crisis may mean realizing our vision will take longer. I hope this update from me about Spaceforall gives you encouragement and hope that it is a vision worth holding and pursuing, even more so now as we look to recovery after the crisis. Though the conditions we face are tougher, it is vital to have hope and the determination to achieve our vision for the future of All Saints, even if it takes longer and the journey to arrive there is going to be, shall I say, more interesting. If you have been challenged or inspired by these thoughts and have yet to get involved in Spaceforall, we have a place for you in one of our teams. Please continue to pray, to keep in touch with developments, and please consider prayerfully the contribution you may be able to make. Thank you.